I know the weather isn't particularly pleasant out right now, but at least it's not 10 degrees below zero. We're going to have some active weather to talk about over the next week, including the chance for some storms, some more rain, maybe a little winter mischief galore. Let's get into it in this Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hi there, it's Thursday, the 13th of February, 2025. I'm Texas Weather Center's Baldy-in-Chief and allergified David Reimer. Yep, the allergies have gotten a hold of me, and that means the little saggy eye syndrome thing of doom is back, and yes, I am most definitely feeling allergified today. Is that going to stop us from a Texas Weather Roundup? No. Will the Charlie horse in my right leg? Maybe, but you know what? That just means I need to go drink more water and maybe some Gatorade. That's okay, though, because I'm pretty sure y'all have heard enough of that. Let's just tell you what's going on in the weather department. Here's the high-res rapid refresh model for tonight into Friday. Yeah, buddy, it's Friday. Guess what? We're going to have clouds. Clouds and clouds and clouds galore. Some scattered showers and something not particularly much to adore. But it is Valentine's Day, so I guess, it is what it is. We are expecting scattered showers to continue Friday afternoon, Friday night, Saturday morning. Not particularly heavy. It's going to be more like drizzle, kind of what we dealt with earlier this week. Low clouds, maybe some fog, some drizzle. It is what it is. We do know maybe a little bit of freezing drizzle tonight in the Panhandle in West Texas. We're going to have to watch for that. It's not supposed to be particularly widespread, but with temperatures below freezing, we'll keep an eye on it just in case we see a few bridges and overpasses go slicky, slicky, doom, doom. Otherwise, again, eastern two-thirds of the state, low clouds, fog, mist, maybe some light showers on Friday into Saturday morning. An uptick is expected in thunderstorm activity across the eastern third of Texas Saturday morning into early Saturday afternoon. Why do I bring that up now? Well, because it's a great transition into the severe weather outlook. Yes, sirree, Bob, we do have the potential for isolated, maybe scattered, strong to severe storms Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon as a cold front moves across the state of Texas. At this point, looks like the best chance for scattered damaging wind gusts over 50, 60, maybe 70 miles an hour will be the Arklatex, East Texas, the eastern Brazos Valley, into the Toledo Bend Reservoir, the Piney Woods of East Texas, the Golden Triangle, and southeast Texas. At this point, the tornado risk looks very low. It may go up a little bit. We may have some of those line-embedded circulations that put down spin-up tornadoes in addition to damaging wind gusts. But that's something we're going to refine and keep an eye on as we get a bit closer into Saturday. We do expect a higher severe weather threat across portions of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, where they could see widespread damaging wind gusts, perhaps hurricane-force damaging wind gusts, and a more substantial number of tornadoes, both embedded within the squall line and maybe a few discrete storms ahead of the squall line. For us, we're going to be at the starting gates once again. If this speeds up a bit or things set up a bit differently, we may not even see all that much in the way of significant severe weather or severe weather as a whole in East Texas. It may be more of a southeastern United States thing. We'll keep an eye on it, but again, we could have some rowdy storms mid-morning Saturday through the afternoon hours before thunderstorms exit Texas to the east, with mainly a damaging wind, small hail, maybe a spin-up tornado threat. Here's the long-range American Weather Model global forecast system. You can see that line of storms expected to exit east of Texas by late Saturday afternoon. If the timing of this model is right, it may still shift a few hours, either later or earlier. We'll just have to wait and see, but you can see the southeastern United States not going to have a particularly pleasant Saturday and Saturday night. Going into Sunday, because the system has sped up compared to a few days ago, Sunday actually doesn't look all that bad weather-wise across the state of Texas. It will be less active, which is nice. Now, next precipitation chances in conjunction with crashing the cold front looks to be Monday night into Tuesday across the state of Texas. Now, what I'm showing you here is just one model run of the long-range American weather model. The European weather models have this system as well. Depending on the amount of cold air we have in place, we may have some risk for winter precipitation. The northern third of Texas, northern quarter of Texas, Panhandle, West Texas, maybe the Red River regions, Northwest Texas, Texoma, maybe even into parts of the Arklatex, the northern Big Country, North Texas, if things are cold enough, which is not a certainty at this point. Regardless, it does look like we are going to at least see some light precipitation going into Monday night and Tuesday, the eastern third to the eastern half of Texas. At this point, doesn't look like a severe weather setup in the sense of, hail, damaging winds, tornadoes. We're going to have to keep an eye on that cold front, though, because, well, if things end up a wee bit colder or things translate a bit farther south, that winter mix you see across portions of Oklahoma into Texoma, North Texas, could translate a wee bit farther south and west initially. But the clear and present indications are main rain chances, precip chances will be Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. We get a break Sunday, Monday. Things ramp up again as cold front arrives Monday night into Tuesday across at least several regions of the state of Texas, but not enough, I'm afraid. Here's the forecast rain totals over the next couple of days, and this doesn't look all that different even when you go out to 7 days, with the heaviest rain chances expected, maybe a quarter up to 1.5 inches of rain. Arklatex, East Texas, Northeast Texas, Southeast Texas, closer to the Louisiana-Texas state line. You can see the western 80% of the state not going to see a darn thing with this, and it really doesn't look much better in the 7-day outlook. Now, if the European weather model is correct, we may see some light winter precipitation across parts of the Panhandle, West Texas, Northwest Texas, going into Tuesday night, Wednesday. But once all that melts down, it would only amount to maybe 1/10 of an inch of rain, if that. So it's not all that impressive, I'm afraid, which is not great considering drought, considering, well, rain is better than drought. There we go. Clearly, I'm on all cylinders this afternoon. Here's the fire weather outlook from the Texas A&M Forest Service going through the rest of today, Friday, and Saturday. You can see today we're not doing too bad at all. Pretty low-end fire danger tomorrow. A bit of an uptick across the borderland far west Texas, the Davis Mounds, the Trans-Pecos, Guadalupe Mounds, the Big Bend. And then we just go all out on Saturday as we see very dry conditions settle into the western half of the state, warmer temperatures, very high to extreme fire danger possible. The Permian Basin, the Big Bend, the Trans-Pecos, the Davis-Guadalupe Mounds, into the northern Edwards Plateau, parts of the Big Country, the Concho Valley, even West Texas and the borderland high fire danger. On Saturday, eastern half of the state, not so much. High temperatures as we continue into this afternoon. It's cold. Yeah, it's not the nicest day out, and it's cloudy and it's cold. Highs only in the 30s, mostly the northern, really, half of the state, maybe low 40s, but upper 30s, low 40s. It still feels yucky out. Southern half of the state, I mean, it's actually really cold for South Texas. I mean, highs in the upper 40s. Come on now, we are used to what, the mid-90s by now, given the last week. So the only warm spots, maybe South Padre Island sticking it down the 60s. Same for El Paso, 64 this afternoon, and the far southern Big Bend. Good news is, though, tomorrow we're going to start a pretty quick warm-up, western third of the state. We're back in the 60s, Panhandle, West Texas, the Permian Basin, Big Country, Concho Valley, 70s in the Trans-Pecos, 76 Fort Stockton, 80s down the southern Big Bend, back up in the 70s, the Davis Mounds, the Guadalupe Mounds, and the borderlands, 73 tomorrow afternoon in El Paso. Some 60s also, these middle and upper Texas Gulf Coast, southeast Texas. Probably some fog. Colder air hanging in tough, though, along the I-35 corridor, up in the Texoma highs, upper 40s and 50s. Going into Saturday, you can see, well, if you thought it was cold, well, guess what? The temperatures are going to be 40 degrees warmer on Saturday compared to today, and even some folks tomorrow. How about 90 in McAllen Saturday afternoon? It's what? Struggling to hit 50 today, and we're going to be 90 on Saturday? Yeah, there's a temperature swing for you. 79 in Houston, 76 San Antonio and Austin, maybe 77, 70 DFW, 70 Abilene, 72 in San Angelo, mid to upper 60s, Midland, Odessa, and El Paso. We're looking at 68. Texarkana, 77 in Beaumont. Colder air on the way, though. Panhandle, highs back into the 40s. And then Sunday, Crashy, the cold front arrives. Guess what? It's going to be cold again, northern two-thirds of the state of Texas. That cold front trying to shift south. Still in the 60s and 70s, at least to start out Sunday down in South Texas, the Rio Grande Plains, the Rio Grande Valley. Out into the borderland, warm up again on Monday. Southwestern half of the state back in the 60s and 70s. Coldest air holding tough northeast Texas with highs in the 50s, but enjoy it because a much colder air mass arrives going into Monday night and Tuesday with a return of precipitation chances with the next upper level storm system. Here's the Climate Prediction Center temperature outlook going through next week, the 18th through 22nd of February. Guess what? The scary doomsday purple of unpleasantness has returned, and we're in it because guess what? It's looking cold next week. Arctic cold front coming on in, not necessarily meaning we're going to be record cold or anything like that. It's just definitely not going to be 90 degrees. So, gear up, enjoy the warm weather while it lasts, because next week looks much colder and potentially wet, which means, yay! Yay, maybe I'm not going to be sleeping much. We'll see. I say the word snow, and everyone goes, I'm not saying snow yet, don't worry. And here's the precipitation outlook. Below average temperatures, above average chances for precipitation. What could go wrong? At this point, let's be clear, not even the most renegade weather models are showing a crazy winter storm in Texas. I mean, some winter weather, yes. Crazy snows across the southern half of the state, no. So let's not go down that spooky road of doom just yet. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have active weather going into next week. We're going to have to watch Saturday morning and afternoon for maybe some rowdy storms in the eastern third of Texas before they move out into the southeastern United States. Dry on Sunday and Monday mostly before our next storm system and much colder weather push in Monday night and Tuesday. As always, you can get your local weather forecast, interactive weather radar, and more in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers where you download apps for your device. And you can also find us on the YouTubes, Texas Weather Center, or Baldy in Chief. Just take your pick. You probably upload a picture of my bald head and just search for it and be like, oh, there it is. We do appreciate all of y'all watching these videos. We do our best. I know the timing hasn't exactly been consistent this week, but sometimes I like to keep you on your toes. And y'all are going to be like, well, we don't care. Do it consistently. Fair. So we'll try to do that, but we'll be back tomorrow, Friday, Valentine's Day, with your super duper awesome blossom. Hey, I can make up marketing idioms too. Texas Weather Roundup. All right, we'll keep an eye on things. Y'all enjoy the cooler weather while you can. Warm weather fans, you'll get some days in the next few days too. And then next week, you might as well just find your coats because it's going to get cold. That's it. We'll see you later. Have a good one. God bless.